Warning. This program is intended for adults only. What you're about to listen to contains explicit language, sexual topics, and don't be surprised if you get wet.
You've just tuned in to PooseBoss with your host, Victoria Lynn.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria Lynn, and you've just tuned into another episode of PooseBoss. So I hope you've been enjoying the random pussy that I've been putting up and the episodes that I've been putting up weekly. This week actually totally came out of nowhere. I will be honest, I did not have this topic scheduled for this week. However, after meeting everybody I did and all the interviews, I really felt like this is kind of what PooseBoss is all about anyways, so let's speak on it. So you're like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Can you please tell me? This week's topic for PooseBoss and all random pussy episodes is, what do you really want? And I think this is a great thing to question. What the fuck do you really want? In a world full of people telling us what to do, who to be, what is it you really want to do with your life? Have you done it? Have you taken that step? Being the boss of your pussy isn't just about being the boss of who you fuck and who you suck and who you have fun with. This is much more. It's about being the boss of who you are, doing what you want to fucking do with your life and making the best out of it you possibly can. And I think that's like, honestly, the best place to start PooseBoss back off with is just talking about what the fuck we want. So I was so lucky this week to have so many interviews from a bunch of people in LA, and this week's Random Pussy is going to be full of great interviews and just kind of listening to what people want and hearing whether we're similar, whether we're different, just hearing from other people, which I think is fucking awesome. So I'm really excited about that. So look and stay tuned for those episodes coming. See, I don't. So what's crazy is that as I was researching for this topic, because I still don't even really know how to talk about this, because when you really start researching and looking for things, it's funny because even the internet, which, I mean, I know the internet is not the end all be all, so I wouldn't say that that's my only go-to, but as I'm searching on the internet trying to find, research and just look at statistics and things like that, I realized that every time I would put in what women really want, it would come up to, what women want in a man or what women need in a man or in a relationship. And then if I did what men really wanted, it was what men really wanted in bed, or what men really wanted from, a relationship. And it was like telling the woman how they need to like be patient with a man versus, if you're searching the other way, it's complete opposite. And I just found it funny that, and then I even did what gay men really want. And with what gay men really want, that came up to the first thing that came up there was 6 reasons why straight people have gay sex. And then I did what lesbians really want. And with lesbians, I got, the first thing was 9 misconceptions about lesbians. And what I can see here is it says lesbians care a lot about personality. And then I put in, what do transgenders really want? And that came up to, how do I know if I'm trans? Now, you might be like, why the fuck do you keep talking about all these random Google searches you did? But I found it very interesting because all of them, in a sense, were creating their own story. When I Googled what women really wanted, it all talks about how women really want a man and how women really want to be loved and how women really want to nurture, which are all true things. I definitely believe that as a woman, like, I definitely want to nurture and I definitely want to, I almost said procreate, but yeah, procreate. I mean, I do see myself wanting to have a family. That to me is a pressure in a sense that's put on me as well, because, that's my clock ticking. it's going. And so right now being single, I mean, it's not looking very good, but I mean, like, then when you look at men, it's like men just want sex, which, yeah, I get it. I totally think that men are driven by sex and that, you know, they think with their dick. But I also think we're still all human beings. It's just basically what I'm trying to get to. No matter what you prefer, whether you like women, whether you like men, whether you like anyone, if you're queer, I mean, it really doesn't matter your sexuality or really your gender. We're all human beings. So at the end of the day, we all really want one thing, and that's love. I mean, if you say you don't want love, I guess I'll believe you, but I definitely want some sort of companionship and love. And I think it's funny that, though, that's all it seems we want. At least when we Google. At least when you Google, that's what we come up with, you know? Like, it's almost like they're creating, whoever they are, whoever decides what comes up on the internet, what top preferences, whoever's doing the damn SEO. It's like they're giving us, though, their own story of what we want to hear or what they want to hear, right? Women want men. But what about all the careers we want? And this doesn't go for just women. This goes for men, too. I mean, what about career? What about finance? What about, I don't know, travel? There's so many things that we want besides for just a relationship. And it's funny to me because to think that I Googled that and that's all that comes up is that all we want is a relationship. And yeah, I want a fucking relationship. Shit. I mean, yeah, I would love to have somebody there that I could like laugh with and spend my day with and fuck and do all those great things, you know, that you do that I haven't been able to do. But I also am excited about my future and the things that I want to do. Like, shit, since I decided to like focus on me and what I really wanted, I've got out of the country. I traveled to Mykonos. I went to France. I don't even know what else I've done. I've been so many places. I've just traveled my ass off and I've had a good time doing it. And I haven't had to ask for permission or apologize for anything because it's just me doing it. And that's a great feeling. And that's what I think this whole week is all about. Like, this week is about everybody just figuring out what it is that you want to do with your life. Because look, yes, PooseBoss is about sex. And don't get me wrong, like, I fucking love sex. This show is like going to keep getting raunchier and raunchier as we go on. I'm just trying to, you know, slowly work you guys into my crazy fucking brain. But you can't honestly be open and ready for all this crazy sex talk I'm about to give you if you're not really being open and ready with yourself. If you're not really giving yourself what you want, then you ain't going to be able to enjoy all this fucking naughty talk I'm going to give you. So that's why this topic is so, so important. Because without this love, without this knowing who you are, you're just not going to have the best sex anyways. I like how I keep going back to relationships and sex though, right? Do you notice that? It's like my brain is so tuned to just like automatically want that connection with somebody. It's like I feel like sometimes we want it so bad. That's why we have people just connecting with whoever and just fucking whenever, you know? I mean, people who are having random sex and lots of hookups, are they really getting what they want out of the situation? I don't know. I mean, they probably think they're getting what they want out of the situation, but I'm sure if you look deep into it, they're not. Because they're trying to fill some sort of void, something else, right? It's not just the act of sex. The act of sex does something. And that's where it all comes back to just, what do you really want? I can't stress it enough. Like, what do we really want? Do we want to just keep like emulating other people and keep going by what everybody else around us tells us is right. Like I saw this article actually recently, and it was about Jaden Smith and Willow Smith, which I think Will and Jada did a fucking amazing job at raising those two children. I think they're super cool and open-minded, and I really like that because I think in this world you can be closed-minded, but you're just dumb for it because there's just too many things out there, and to be closed-minded is just ignorant, in my opinion. But I love that somebody shared this article, and what they said was, here she is thinking she knows anything about monogamy, and she had basically, Willow Smith had basically came out and said that she felt that people couldn't be polyamorous because we've put so much pressure on the idea of monogamy that it's like we've made being poly a bad thing, you know, a disgusting thing in a sense. And I really thought, wow, like this girl at such a young age is already figuring out what she wants and not giving a fuck, you know? And I saw Miley Cyrus, like she recently tweeted on Twitter about her whole breakup with Liam, and she just was so fucking real. And she was like, look, I didn't cheat on him, but I did, write this song on all these drugs. And like, it wasn't even anything about really the relationship that I was referencing to. It was how real she was at that point. And I really think we're at that point where it's time to just be real, y'all. Real with yourself, real with everyone around you. Just say what the fuck you want, because another person, a man, a woman, whoever, is not going to actually appease you. Money is not going to appease you. It just won't. It just won't. I wish I could say it would, but I really don't think it will. If you look at, my girl Ariana Grande, I'm sure all the money she's got from this album and everything, all the extra fame, I'm sure that she would, take those things back for other things in her life. Things that to somebody on the outside would be like, oh, if I was just rich like her, I'd be happy, And it's just not like that. It's just the same like people who think like somebody has a perfect life. None of us have these perfect lives. So it really comes down to you making your perfect life, or at least you knowing what you want and dealing with it and understanding that you can build your life. You create your outcome of your life, period. You do. Wow, I feel like I'm a fucking motivational speaker right now. It's like, I am definitely not the one to be motivating anyone on this. I mean, I guess I could say that I've like changed my life. I mean, yeah, I think my story is unique in that I definitely didn't figure out what I really wanted for a long time, but I went and I did it. I went and I said, fuck it. I wanted to always move out to LA since I was a little girl. I can remember dreaming of being on the red carpet and like walking out and like, oh my God, Los Angeles, California. And so I wanted to go here so bad, and then I came here, instead of going to prom in high school, I came here with my best friend, and fucking it was amazing. Like, I thought I was the shit because, like, I was in line, and we got in VIP, and Laguna Beach was there. This is, like, back in the day when they were still filming the shit, so I remember thinking, like, oh, my God, I gotta come to LA, and I went home, and I told my mom, and she was like, well, I can give you like, $5,000 and you can move to LA, but that's all you'll get. And I wish I would have gone, but I didn't. I didn't go, and I met somebody that I fell in love with, and then, I realized I still had this dream, and I couldn't put it past me. So I moved out to LA, and I started working towards my dream. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So it's all good, you know. I mean, I did do some cool things. Like, you know, I worked with Playboy, which was fucking dope. So that makes me happy. You know, that's one thing I can say for the rest of my life. I'm sure my friends and everyone are tired of hearing that, but I worked at Playboy. Just in case you didn't hear that, I'm going to say it one more time. But it took a lot of courage for me to fucking get up and leave. Like, no lie, it was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. Leaving the person I love was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. I can't even describe what it's like to be selfish like that. But that's what I've learned about life is like when you figure out what you really want, or in order to figure out what you really want, sometimes you do have to be selfish for yourself, as fucked up as that sounds. And it sucks because, you know, no matter what, like I'm learning, like I'm always having to, right now, like you have to just fucking put yourself first in order to get what you want in life. If you're going to go after it, you got to just go after it, guys. Whatever it is, you know, whether it's like, if you want to be a lawyer, cool. If you want to be a mom, great. Like, if you want to be a stay-at-home dad, cool. Because that's a profession now too, guys. Like, shit. Not every man has to make the money, honey. I mean, I don't mind making the money if the dude wanted to stay home. Like, I'd be okay with that. But I definitely am, like, more of, like, a bitch who's, like, I'm trying to be, like, a motherfucking power couple, like Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Jay-Z, well, obviously Beyonce, not your Jay-Z. But any Jay-Z type-esque out there, not necessarily looks-wise, but any Jay-Z men out there, you know, entrepreneurs looking for a powerhouse bitch, down ride or die bitch, I'm here to build with you. And see, there I go back to talking about fucking relationships. I guess for me, a relationship must be really important because I keep talking about it and what I want. I mean, I definitely do want a relationship, guys. Like, I want a fucking relationship. I want a man who's going to hold me the fuck down. Like, I don't know why it's so fucking hard to find somebody to hold me down. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely want somebody to hold me down who can be, like, honest, ride or die just like me. Like, I just want to find a ride or die who likes the same shit as I do and makes me laugh. Very fucking simple. But whatever. But when it really, really comes down to it, the reason why I can't find this thing I keep circling back to is a relationship, which is a relationship, is because I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck I want. And to do that, I guess it's just trial and error. And honestly, guys, I think it's the hardest fucking thing to do this. That's why I don't think a lot of people take the time to really figure out what they want, because it sucks doing this. It's lonely. It's hard. It's complicated. And on top of all of that, I'm fucking horny and on my period. So today, let's just say what I really want is a fucking chocolate bar. And like one of them Popeyes chicken sandwiches everybody's talking about. And then maybe like a big Diet Coke. And then a fat ass blunt. And then turn on some like Gilmore Girls or Gossip Girl. And I'd probably be good for the day. So that's what I really fucking want right now. You just fucked up, Victoria. All right, so I just fucked that intro up, but it might sound funny, so I'm going to just keep going with it. This is Ask the Pussy Boss, you know, my favorite time where you get to send in your questions and I get to answer them. So this one, I just felt like related to this topic, to this episode, so I'm going to go with it. I got a question from somebody back home, and they basically said to me, Victoria, how did you do this? Like, how do you follow your dream? How did you decide to do all these things? And what I really want to focus on for this is saying that anyone can follow their dream. If you want to do something, whether it's a business, whether it's a podcast like me, whether it's fucking taking photography, there's so many things you can do, right? The real thing is that whatever your dream is, you just got to go fucking do it. So you need to go fucking out there and do it. Like, you know, like my best friend, like she is great at design. She's great at fucking designing everything. I'm shouting her out right now, Frankie, because you can follow her. Frankie Neho. I don't know how to spell your fucking Instagram. I'm sorry, bitch. But it's like, just follow me on Instagram and you'll see the bitch. She's everywhere on my Instagram. But she was great at design. She started and worked her way and has like really grown into this amazing designer. And it goes with everything else. With any dream you have, it's about growing and working and building that process. So why should you pursue your dream though? I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. One, because it makes your worth life living for. Your life worth living for. It makes your life worth living for. And honestly, that's not bullshit, yo. I can't tell you how much I don't give a fuck about money and other shit just because I'm literally following my passion. I get depressed, I get sad and all that shit. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm following my dream and I'm so happy that I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it. Period. Number 2, you'll meet other dream seekers, which is so true. When you are in a place of not doing something, not following your dream, not following something you want to do, you're not going to meet them same like people. Well, you will. You're going to meet those same like people in that state. So you're going to meet people who are in the same state as you. But if you go and get out of your head and go meet people, you'll meet people who want to do things like you and who will help you build your dream. Working in a job you hate makes the days go by slowly. Sorry, let me redo that. Oh. Number 3, working in a job you hate makes the days go slowly. Honestly, who the fuck wants to go to work and be unhappy? Now, I'm not saying everybody's supposed to be happy every fucking day. Like, no. But for me, I don't know. My dad used to tell me when I was younger, he always said, like, he's a chemist, right? And when he was younger, he used to fuck around in his science little geek lab in the basement. And his parents would be like, what are you going to do with your life? Like, how are you going to make any money doing this? Because to them, they were blue collar. They didn't understand that there was going to be like, he could work in the government one day. Like, that thought didn't cross their mind. So, but he kept still doing what he was passionate about. And then my dad became a, fucking PhD chemist and has worked for the government for years. And he's very successful. So working in a job you hate isn't always, and even though it's making money, isn't always going to be the best way. And also, like, if you're not passionate about something, you might not grow as much as you would if you are passionate. And then my main reason to follow your dream is to be happy. There are so many people out here who are not happy right now. There are so many people who are living a life just to live a life. I am here to tell you that you do not have to live that way. And it is your choice to fucking change it. It is your choice to decide that you are worth more than this fucking monotonous bullshit you're putting yourself through. And I don't even know if I said that word right now, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I meant. But for real, guys, like, I can't tell you enough how hard it can be to follow things you want, but how invigorating it can feel and how much it can grow you as a person. So thank you to the person who messaged me and asked me how I followed my dream. Why did I follow my dream? Because I really hope that you are listening and now you know that you can follow your dream and that I didn't do nothing special, honey. Nah, I mean, I didn't do shit. I just dreamed, worked, and I'm still doing the same thing. Dream, work. And I'm happy. I'm pretty happy, you know what I'm saying? But that's all I got. That's all I got for that one. So I hope that helps. And I hope that you guys are getting from this episode, because I know it's a little different than my other ones, but I hope you're understanding that this is really what Pussy Boss is all about. Pussy Boss is way more than just sex, than just dating, than just relationships. This is about us. This is about who we are as women, as men, as gender neutral, whoever you identify as. This is just about you and loving yourself and following your dreams, your goals, and not letting other fucking people fuck with you, because you're the motherfucking boss of your damn pussy. So, this is my favorite part, and that's when I get to give my Pussy Boss tips of the day. Well, bitches, I've got one tip for you. You see, the thing is, normally I would give you tips on how to be... Look here, Pussy Tribe. Normally, I would have a bunch of tips for you. But the truth is, today, I only have one. Our topic this whole week is, what do you really want? And so for me to give you a bunch of fucking tips would be me just telling you what the fuck you want. So instead, what I'm telling you is, fuck what other people think and do whatever you want. But I warn you, if you're an asshole to others, karma will come back around. And that's your Pussy Boss tips for this week. Meow.